We are back at the Annapolis Rocks parking lot and ready to start day 3. It was a little intimidating driving up here and watching the mountain rising before us that we have to climb today, and another one that we have to do tomorrow. But the weather looks a little dodgy today. Right now it's in the 60s, very breezy because of this potential rain that's coming in. It's not supposed to rain until after 6 or after 2, so we're hoping to get in and out before that happens. We've got a short day today. It's 6.1 miles from here to Reno Monument, but we are going to have a fun stop halfway up. Our reward for the big-ass climb we've got to do today, which is the original Washington Monument. So we're going to get our packs on and get this trip started. We've gone just over a mile, and in like 20 minutes. This trail today is so easy, but it's very humid and I got very lightheaded, so we've taken a quick break for drinks and some energy gels. We probably should have done more protein for breakfast. I had a protein bar and then I had a Starbucks chai, so I don't know, that's the best breakfast. So you probably saw this in yesterday's video, and we're running into quite a bit of it again today. These terraces built into the trail, and it's to prevent erosion. The water kind of runs off the sides, and sometimes they'll have logs put down at an angle to just run it off the trail completely. We've both decided that our favorite people on the trail are the wonderful people who put rocks at the center of each of these logs to give us a step up to make it easier to climb these, because otherwise there's some steep steps up in some of these. So we're making great time. We've done 2.5 miles in just about an hour, which, holy crap, it's amazing what a difference the trail can make. We've got 1.5 miles up to Washington Monument, because we always have 1.5 miles. No matter when I check the map and where we're going, it's always 1.5 miles from wherever we're going. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but all right. So, 1.5 miles, let's get this done. Alright, so this is the overlook at the original Washington Monument. This was built in 1827 by the people of Boonesville, Maryland, which we think is that town right down there. And apparently, it's part of their 4th of July celebration that year. They all marched up the mountain together with the flag flying proudly in front of them. And when they got up here, they laid the first 15 feet of stone for this tower. And it's been built up since then, and some renovations have been done and such like that. It was used as a signal tower during the Civil War. And obviously was the inspiration for the obelisk that we see down in Washington, D.C. today. This one I think has a much better view. We think those out there are the Catoctin Mountains, and we've driven through them a couple of times as we've been driving around the area, and they're just beautiful. They're really lovely. So we may be coming back down here to do some of those trails, just as day hikes and whatnot. But there's a set of stairs inside this tower, and the wonderful thing for this person who's afraid of heights is that they are closed side stairs. So I don't have to worry about freaking out climbing up a spiral staircase, which I have done several times in the past. So why don't we go in and see if we can get up to the top and what's up there. Very cool. We got up to the top and there was an observer for the local hawk migration who was counting birds, and we got to help him by identifying a couple of Sharpies and a whole bunch of red-bellied woodpeckers. But beautiful views. And now I gotta put my boots back on. We got 3 miles down to the car. We're optimistically hoping to be back to the car by 2. It's a little after 11 now. We'll eat at the car, and then we're going to go and do that last mile and a half that we're still got standing out there. So let's go see what the rest of this trail looks like. the Dahlgren campsite is a pretty common halfway point for through hikers coming through Maryland. It's nice. They have hot showers, they have water, they have outlets for people to charge their devices. They have all kinds of open space for hikers to set up their tents and picnic tables to eat at. They had a couple of bear poles, so it's easy to hang your food. We're not stopping. We've only got 0.8 mile back to the car, and the trail looks very manageable, so keep on keeping on. All right, so we finished stage 1 of today's hike, and it was a nice hike. It was a lot easier than what we've been doing the last couple of days. So there's some rocks in the trail, but not anything we're not used to. Long, slow inclines, which usually we're okay. The view from Washington Monument was spectacular. Especially, I'm so glad I was able to push myself to climb all the way up there, because it was just, the view was spectacular. The information was really cool. Talking to the bird watcher, the bird counter, was really, really cool. And I found 2 birds for him, 2 hawks for him, so that was cool too. So we are taking a break and having our lunch, and then the plan is that we are going to go back to Foxville and Wolfsville Road and get that 1.5 miles done so it stops hanging over us. We're doing pretty well. We're feeling pretty good. I need to rub out my IT bands because they're feeling pretty stiff. I'm starting to feel it in my hips. I also think I'm narrowing in on the foot pain. If I look at my right foot and my left foot side by side, I can see there's swelling on top of my right foot, right where I'm having most of the pain. So, completely self-diagnosing or Google diagnosing, we've decided it's probably either extensor tendonitis or a stress fracture. I can't do anything about it if it's a stress fracture, but Deb has some kinesiology tape, and YouTube has a million videos. So I think what I'm going to do for tomorrow is try taping it and see if that helps get me through the next 2 days. We only have 6.5 miles tomorrow, so that's not going to be a bad day. Wednesday is going to be more challenging. It's almost 10 miles. It is a lot of straight downhill, and what we understand from somebody that we passed on the trail today, it's a lot of rocks. Those are the static factors. The flexible factor that we're looking at is rain. It is supposed to start raining tomorrow night and rain all day on Wednesday. So that's going to slow us down. But we got to get this done. And we've decided we're just going to start the day out, and we're going to push as far as we can, as well as we can, And if we have to bail out at Weaverton Cliffs and call an Uber to get us back to one of the cars, then that's what we're going to do. But we're going to treat it just like every other day, and we are going to get out on the trail and we are going to do it. But we're going to worry about that tomorrow night. Today, we're going to worry about getting this stupid mile 1.2 done, so we stop thinking about it, and figuring out what we're going to do about dinner tonight. All right, so if this parking lot doesn't look familiar, you haven't been paying attention. We are back at the Henson Cowell parking lot. We are going to get out on this trail, and we are going to knock out 1.2 miles uphill. With my foot problems, we decided it's better for me to be sliding backwards in my boots instead of forward, which puts pressure on my sore spot. And we're not carrying our packs. Deb is freeballing it. Exactly. I've got my fanny pack that's got some snacks and my phone stuff, and I'm bringing a water bottle because I haven't been drinking enough today, so I need to bring my water with me. So we're going to see if we can move faster without these packs. All right, let's get moving. All right, everybody, welcome to Harper's Ferry, and yet again, a change of plans. We are, I think I said, we are expecting bad weather tomorrow. And so we decided that we were going to start at Harper's Ferry because that's the climb for the day. And we did not want to be coming down that, which is apparently fairly rocky, when it's all wet and we're getting rained on. The additional twist to this is my foot. As I said yesterday, I have either a stress fracture or tendonitis in the top of my foot. It's pretty bad today, and it's giving me a lot of pain. I am not capable of doing the 9, almost 10 miles that we've got to do from here in Harpers Ferry to Gathland State Park, which is up on the top of the mountain there. Unfortunately, there are no road crossings in between, so there is no way to break this section up. We tried, Lord knows we tried. So I am taking what thru hikers call a zero. I am getting off trail for the day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I will take you along with me to show you what I'm going to do. There may be trail magic involved. We'll see what happens. But this brave soul is going to go out on this trail on her own. I'm going to walk her down to the bridge and maybe onto the bridge because I really wanted to see the bridge. But other than that, I'm going to get back in my car and go hang out somewhere. I've got books, I've got a journal, I've got to edit you guys so you can actually watch all of this. But we'll go through the day and I'll share with you what we do. Deb has also promised that if she gets pissed off at the trail, she'll record stuff for us. So cross your fingers that we get content from Deb.
Okay, I'm off. I'll see you on the other side.
All right, send pictures. Have a good day at school, honey.
Thanks, Mom.
Learn lots. Alright, so the signs back there said it's 4.3 miles to Weaverton Cliffs, which, depending on how fast Deb's moving, and the first 3 miles is just that flat bike trail. That's the CNO rail trail. She should make that in no time. So I'm gonna go grab some goodies. I didn't get breakfast. I'm gonna grab myself some breakfast. I'm gonna see what sweet treats I can get to tempt Deb with and meet her there and give her a little break. right, since I am off trail today, I decided I'm going to do some trail magic for the day. Trail magic is a lovely tradition of people camping out at various points along the Appalachian Trail and other trails to provide resources for the hikers, whether it's water, snacks, charging, meals. Some places have whole setups with grills and everything. I don't have the wherewithal to do that, but I decided I was going to get some goodies, stuff that they can't get on the trail very easily. Okay, the Swedish Fish and the Sour Patch Kids are from us, but you know, most people aren't going to take cupcakes on the trail because they're too fragile. Orange juice, because that's really heavy, so they're not going to carry that. Fresh fruit, I've got apples, and I got a bag of pears. I got water. This stretch of the trail Deb found the hard way. There's only one water source, and it's like half a mile down the mountain, and then you have to go back up the mountain to the trail. So I've got water here, and I got a box of different kinds of chips. So I am gonna go and meet Deb at Weaverton Cliffs, and then I'll jump ahead to Gathland where she's going to end for the day, and that's where I'll set up with this so people can grab some goodies on their way through. All right, taking a short breather, and again, the camera's super difficult to get distances, but this down there is the trail, and then it comes up all the way up here and comes here and goes up that way and then up there. These, actually, I'm a little bit low, up there. These switchbacks are no joke, but I guess we were bound to get to them at some point, climbing up something this high. Anyway, back to it. Well, made it to the Blue Trail for Weaverton Cliffs. Am I gonna do it? Heck yeah. Okay, so I came down there, all the way down these rocks, all the way across these rocks. Holy crap. Let's see if I can turn this without falling. Look at this cookie. Yeah, totally worth the extra half mile down the trail. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So I just finished meeting up with Deb. She's making great time. She made it up to the Weaverton Cliffs parking lot in about an hour and a half. So, and she said that was 3.5 miles according to her All Trails. So she's on good pace, but she was starting the incline up the mountain. So that's going to slow her down a bit. I am now set up here at Gathland State Park. I'll show you some views of the monument in a bit. That was built by, what was his name? George Alfred Townsend, who was a Civil War journalist and had purchased this property after the war, and built that monument in honor of himself and other war correspondents who served during that and other wars at the time. So it's a very cool place. It was very surprising. I was coming up the road and I came around the curve and was going uphill, and boom, all of a sudden there's this big arch right in the middle of the road. So it startled me a little bit. But it's a lovely park here. This was apparently a very significant location just before the Battle of Antietam. Half of it, I mean, I'm a history major and I still can't keep all the names and dates straight. But it seems that the Union Army had occupied the territory where we're staying, actually, in Frederick, Maryland, and pushed through here, and where we stopped yesterday, Reno Monument, that area, and we're pushing through there to take control of Harper's Ferry back from the Confederacy and moving on to what would become the Battle of Antietam a couple of days later. So if you're into Civil War history, that's very interesting. Deb and I keep looking at some of these empty fields and going, I bet a lot of young men died there. And sure enough, a lot of young men did die there. And unfortunately, they're still dying for the same cause today. But I am going to go move my car around a little bit so I'm better in better line for the hikers coming through. The top of the hill there, just behind that truck, you can see a sign. That's the AT going north. That's where we'll be coming out tomorrow when we hike from Reno Monument to get here. We'll come out there. Deb's going to be coming out today up on that hill where they're doing all the mowing and maintenance over there. Those are ruins from part of the manor. I'm going to park near this pavilion, get my goodies out, and wait for the hikers to start coming through. So Deb made record time up the mountain and actually got here while I had slipped out to grab some lunch. So she's over in the restroom right now, but she's actually thinking about doing the next 6 miles and finishing out the trip. I think that's probably a good idea because we talked to some of the hikers that we've met, or I had talked to some of the hikers that we'd met previously, and they did the section that we're going to do tomorrow. And they're saying that it's pretty heavily rocky. And if those are going to be wet and I'm having foot problems, I don't know that I should be taking the chance on that. But I really wouldn't want Deb to miss out on completing this whole trip since she's been so invested in getting that done. She says she's feeling good, but she's not sure if she's ready to do. It's another brutal climb up and down. But she thinks better on an empty bladder, so she's going to the restroom and she's going to have a snack when she gets back and then make that decision. So let's see where this day takes us. Hail the conquering hero. Whew. And she's going to do it. She's going to keep going. But first,
Lunch.
Fuel.
Lunch.
Just like that, she's gone. All right. So she's got 6 miles to do. It's 20 after 2. I bet she's there before 5. So I'm going to pack my stuff up and go be ready to meet her. And this time I'm just going to sit tight because she's fast. So I was just about to head out when I got a call from Deb saying, I think I figured out why your spot device stopped tracking me. I think it fell off my pack back there. And the last signal we got, and this consistent signal we're getting, is halfway down the trail back towards the Weaverton Cliffs. So it's gone. So if anybody finds that spot device, I hope you use it in good health. But It's gone. I'm not going after it. She's not going after it. It's gone. So, oh well. Deb's already gone. I'm about to head out. I'm heading down to Reno Monument. It is 2:35, so let's start timing her.
I guess this is kind of what you would call a pile of crap that I have to climb over. So let's do it. Whatever. Well, I've hit a clearing, and it seems like I would be at the top of something, and a hawk just flew right by, which is very cool. Wait a second. No rain. You can go away now. This is why I'm doing this crazy thing today and not tomorrow. I'm not going to be rained on. That's not happening. Not today. Trail looks like it's leveling out just a little bit. It was super rocky earlier. But, oh my God, is it going to rain? Are you kidding me? All right. Again, Jesus. All right, I need to focus on my feet because, Jesus, we're not supposed to be in Rockyland. We're supposed to be in Maryland. So this is a little climb on the way to the big climb. And the big climb is going to be bullshit, because there's lots of rocks there. But it's a pretty little climb. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can. Normally, I'm all about taking the blue blazes. And today I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Not only am I hot and sweaty and it's drizzling and I'm gross and I'm going to get out of these clothes and I want to burn these clothes when I'm finished with them, but how awesome is this view? And to be fair, that's the trail. I really didn't have to go far. All right, Steph, I think you made a good call, because this trail is a lot of this on the downhill and a lot more of that on the downhill. Honestly, I think I'd rather climb Weaverton Cliff. You still got a stride going. You are amazing. Be walking on something that's not wrong. All right, here is the conquering hero with her final vent for the day. You did 17 and a half miles in how many hours? I don't know.
11 hours. Almost exactly 11 hours.
Oh, little lunch break. And Weaverton Cliffs.
And Weaverton Cliffs.
Nice break at Weaverton Cliffs.
And you had another nice view somewhere on the way up Lamb's Knoll, it looked like.
I think I was going to the bathroom.
Oh.
You know, you have to get off trail for that. You have to pause. Like, you do have to stop. But, oh, and that was what was it called? Something White Rocks Cliff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was White Rocks Cliff. So that was very pretty, and I knew that there was going to be a view. There was a view on Gut Hooks,
And I thought, if it is even 0.1 off the trail, it can die in a fire. But it was literally right there. The trail ended and there was the view. And I'm like, all right, like I'll take it. I'll stop, take some pictures. It was very pretty. Very pretty.
So what's your next adventure?
Get these shoes off, get a shower, burn these clothes, have dinner. I don't know. This was always, I mean, we talked about doing this when? Like April? Yeah.
And this has always been your dream.
Right. This is something I wanted to do.
I supported it just because I love the AT, but this was, completing this was your big thing.
Yeah, because like there's a sense of accomplishment. I did the thing. I wanted to do the thing.
You did an amazing thing.
And I wasn't sure I could do it back in April. And I wasn't sure I could do it in May or June. Like July, August, I started thinking, yeah, I think I feel pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be easy. I didn't think I'd do it in 4 days. But yeah, I'm just that stubborn. And it feels like I've done a thing.
Yeah.
So,
you did an amazing thing, and I'm so glad I got to be part of it.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, the reason I asked you to remind me every 30 minutes is so I wouldn't look at gut hooks to see how long I had to go.
Yeah.
Because the first climb out of Gatlin, I was like, I have made a terrible mistake. I am very tired. And then I ran into a group of 8 women who were backpacking. They were heading to the Compton shelter. And one of them was in her 70s. And they were hauling these big backpacks. And they chatted, and I stopped and I talked to them for a few minutes. And I said, well, I really don't want to do the rocks at Lamb's Knoll, you know, in the rain. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess it was a little rocky. And I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I was not carrying giant backpacks.
Can I tell you something? They bailed.
Did they?
They were parked here when they had a pickup truck parked here, and while I had my Trail Magic out, 2 of the women showed up to get their truck, because especially that little lady couldn't do it anymore, and she bailed.
But they were only like 0.2 miles from the shelter.
They were getting off trail. They were trying. They had to figure out what they were going to do tonight because they weren't going to be able to keep going.
How did they get back?
I have no idea. She said they had to figure out how they were going to do that. So
because I saw them, they were literally 0.2 miles from the shelter, and the shelter wasn't that far away from Gatlin.
Right.
So,
yeah. So I don't know what they were going to do.
I don't know either. But let me tell you, but they didn't seem to think this part was all that bad. So. I know one of them's having problems with her pack, and she said that. But anyway, that was a little motivating.
Yeah.
And honestly, the rocks on the way up to, I mean, Lamb's Knoll was steep. It was a steep incline. Rocks weren't bad. It was the rocks coming down. Like I would absolutely, I like a rocky incline much more than a rocky decline. I would definitely do it.
Southbound.
Yeah. Because it just was. There's no dirt. There's no dirt. There's rock.
Yeah.
And at one point I yelled, this isn't Rocky Land, this is Maryland. Stop trying to horn in on Pennsylvania. But it's done.
It's done.
All of it. My feet have touched land from Pennsylvania to West Virginia.
Yeah. Nice work. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to take Deb back to the hotel and get her much deserved shower. I will probably go out and grab her takeout unless she really feels like she wants to leave the hotel room tonight. Tomorrow, since we don't have to hike, we're going to have a leisurely pack up, and
we are not setting alarms.
We are not setting alarms for tomorrow. We have to check out by 11 or whatever. We're going to go out for a nice breakfast. Not the IHOP. We deserve better than IHOP. And then I'm going to drive 5 hours down to my mother's in Southern Virginia and hang out there for 4 days and just chill. So thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for sticking through both these videos. I know it was a long one, but hopefully there's a lot of information in there that you might not get from a thru hiker video. This is a hard section of trail. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But if you can do it, like this chick, you are a badass. Nice work.
I will see you next time, everybody. Take care.